Hi everyone, welcome back to Math Learning Hub. Today we're going to talk about mazes. And so what I mean by this question is if you've ever taken an AAT or CA test, which is like Texas's math contest sort of program, or if you've seen this kind of problem in other tests where it asks how many paths exist from top corner A to bottom corner B, where you can only move to the right or down or diagonally down. You might find it sort of hard at first, right? And I also found it sort of hard at first because it's not like you can efficiently count all the paths by yourself, right? Like you can't really draw everything, and it would be so hard to like actually count all of them. Well, today I'm going to show you a trick to find the number of paths, right? And the trick first starts with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around the edges and you're going to label one on each of the intersections on each of the edges. Um, on each of the edges, meaning like the top edge and the left edge. So label a one on each of the intersections on the top and the left edge. And what you're doing here is you're basically simulating. So you're starting from A, and every one you write, that represents that you have one way to get to that point. You have one way to get to here, one way to get to here, one way to get to here. It's all only one way, right? You can only go straight to that point. Okay, so that's step one. Once that's done, you're gonna find each intersection and see which intersections go to that one. And what I mean by this is, for example, let's take this intersection, right? Do all the intersections, but start with the ones that are closer to the edges first. So what I mean by this is I'm gonna write a one here. And that is because, well, how many ways can you get to here? Well, you can only get to here by taking this path, where you can only take this path to here. And how many ways are there to get to this point? One. So there must be one way to get to this point as well, right? Okay. Now, what about this point? What can we do for this point? Well, you can get to this point from here and from here, right? And so there's one way to get to this point. There's one way to get to this point. So there's 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 ways to get to this intersection. So you can probably start seeing the pattern now, right? You go through intersections and you find which paths lead to that intersection, and you basically add the numbers at the intersections, right? And I'm going to do this bottom one as another example. So you can get to this one from here, or from here, right? And there's one path in each of them. So there should be 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3 ways to get to this one. Okay, I'm just going to keep going down the line now and talking through the process. So for here, you can only get it through here. There's 2 paths to get to this one. So therefore, there's only 2 paths to get to this intersection. Now, what about this one? Well, you can get to here and here. So therefore, there's 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 on this one. Okay. What about this one actually? Well, this one you can only get to here from here. So it's just 3. For this one, there's this path and this path. So 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. And for here, it's 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Now, just a small reminder about why this works. For example, for this 5 here, there's one way to get to this intersection and 4 ways to get to that intersection. So since you can only get to this intersection by this one and that one, there's 1 plus 4 is equal to 5 ways to get to that intersection. Okay, now let's do the bottom row. So I'm going to do this point. You can get it here from here, here, and here. So that's 3 plus 2 plus 3, which is going to be equal to 8. And finally, the only point left is point B. So you can get to here from there, there, and there. So that's 8 plus 4 plus 5, which is going to be equal to 16. And here's your final answer. You have 16 paths from A to B where you can only move to the right, down, or diagonally down. And this is called the waterfall technique if you want to learn more. So waterfall technique. So you can go ahead and search that on YouTube as well if you want like more examples. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and I hope you learned something new.